Hello, and welcome to week 18 of the Sharing the Light broadcast. I'm Lance Dixon, and I'll be your host for this week's broadcast. This week, I want to talk a little bit about the original reason behind why we started this broadcast. Those of you who are following me know that these broadcasts were started based on the success I experienced in writing my book, We Live in a Fallen World: How to Be a Light in the Midst of the Darkness. We've talked quite a bit about a variety of things in this broadcast that I believe will be helpful to those of you who are listening every week. But now this is about turning back and going full circle as to the original theme, which is how to be a light in the midst of the darkness. How to be a light in a society that doesn't appreciate things like righteousness and justice and has a lot of broken aspects to it. So this week, I want to talk a little bit about things we can do to be that light. And we're going to focus this week's conversation on extending mercy. Now, when I say extending mercy, the first thought that many of you will have is that this is going to be some type of biblical conversation or spiritual conversation. No, I'm not going in that direction. This is something that is going to be practical, something that every one of us can practice if we're willing to put the time towards it. Because once again, the goal, the theme of these broadcasts is sharing the light and being a light in the midst of the darkness of a dark world. So let's talk a little bit about mercy. What exactly do we mean by mercy? A simple way of looking at mercy is receiving something you don't deserve. So I will give you an example. If someone is rude to you, if someone says negative things about you, they may not deserve your kindness. They may not deserve your respect, but mercy extends that kindness and respect to them regardless. You're showing them something that is rare on this earth, something that people don't always see. Let's look at a few examples of how we can go about extending mercy. First, in order to extend mercy, we have to have the right mentality, which means regardless of what is done, regardless of what has been said, we don't focus on that. We offer them kindness. We offer them respect. They may not deserve it. Well, their behavior and actions may indicate that they don't. We give that respect anyway because it's not about them, but it's about how you respond. You can't control the behavior and actions of others, but you can always control your own responses. We want to extend that mercy. One example is speaking gently, especially when you have a reason or the justification not to be nice. Help people, whether they ask for it or not. Now, this doesn't have anything to do with someone who's being negative towards you. It might just be a neighbor. Maybe you can help them buy some groceries if you see or determine that there's a need. Do they deserve it? Well, we don't know, but we want to extend that mercy to them. Tell the truth, but do it with kindness. We're not asking you to sugarcoat anything. If someone does something wrong that needs to be addressed, then address it, but do it in a manner of kindness, not judgment. Give respect. Always give respect. I've said quite a bit, but for this week, I think we made a good start. The whole point is that we're focusing on doing things with others, despite how they may have behaved or how they may act. We want to do positive things. We want the world to see that light, and we want that light to be shared and extended amongst other people. So, this is just a quick overview of how we can share mercy. Remember, mercy is not something that's deserved. It's given in spite of whether we deserve it or not. That's what makes it a blessing. As always, we have links attached to this message. Please take advantage of it. Remember the blessing closet. If you know anyone who is in need, submit their name to our database. Submit their information to our database. We give gifts randomly to the people in our database, but one of the things we realize is that people who have received a gift respond by saying, even though they did not expect the gift, it came at just the right time. But we can't give you a gift if we don't have the information. So don't just put your information in, but put the information of family members, friends, or anybody that you have a heart for and that you want to bless. Putting in the information could be a blessing to them. Well, that's all I got for this week. Thank you again for tuning in to the Sharing the Light broadcast. This is Lance Dixon signing out.